Hello. Today we'll start the tear down of this Nissan X-Trail. I'm a bit tired, I'll say that. I finished work at 2 o'clock this morning and I know it's now, let's have a look, yeah, it's 9 o'clock in the morning, but you know, it's not that early really. But I just feel really tired for some strange reason. Right, just going to get the garage open and start to pull this thing apart. Noisy bloody things. Right, let's brighten this place up a bit. That's better. I'll put up a few new lights as well. Got some LED floodlights to replace the broken strip lights. Where are we? There we go. Nice and bright they are. But they do seem to be very sort of pinpointy. They cast a lot of shadows. So they're okay. They're better than not having lights or having broken strip lights. So, right. I'm kind of not in the mood for this. But it's one of them things. Because it's my own car, it's got to be done, isn't it? So, right. Let's start seeing what I need. And oh yeah, I'll show you these spotlights I put up, because I bought 4, but I've only put 3 up. So there we go. And they were £25 each from Screwfix. Like I say, they are really bright. They do make the place like daylight, so I might actually save up and replace the rest of these, but I think I'm actually going to have to put more of them up to say stop all the shadows and everything. But there we go. That's another little off at a tangent there. Let's start pulling this thing apart. Right, well here's what £600 worth of parts buys you. Oh look, and there's my glamorous assistant. Hey! God blimey, be like having Barney here, wouldn't it, eh?
Just less gay.
Just less gay, that's it. Right, yeah, so lots of little bits. Little nuts and bolts. I don't know what that is. Oh, that's some sort of little guide type thing. Yeah, chain guide. The timing chain. That is small, isn't it? I really can't believe how small that is.
Hope it's the right one.
Yeah, it'd be for like a 0.5 litre Nissan Micro or something like that. Yeah, right. Well, so we're going to put this engine flush in first, do you reckon? Run it up for a little while on that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It a bit of a clean out.
Give it a bit of a clean out. Cool. Okay then, let's get that in. Now that's how you do. Drain the oil off. Now we've run this engine flush through it.
Exhaust is hot.
The exhaust is hot, yeah, be careful with the exhaust while you're under there. So yeah, drain the coolant off and the oil. So that is what my glamorous assistant is doing at the moment.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh, he's down there somewhere. There he is, yeah. And while he's doing that, I think I'm going to start taking things apart up here. Let's get the things like the coils out, wiring out the way. There's a few earth points on the cam cover there. Alternator off. So, right, let me go and grab a bunch of spanners and sockets and shit. Alternator's nearly off. My glamorous assistant is taking the heat shield off the exhaust, because we're going to need to get the manifold and everything off. Better put that somewhere safe, mate.
Penis guts.
Yeah, I choose them. Right, so coils are off, earth points are off there, wiring harness off the injectors, tucked away. What we got next, I've got to try and get the belt off so we can get the alternator right off out of the way. It's mostly unplugged and unbolted. So, right, okay, let's get that off. We've got the alternator off, that's out of the way. The bracket that holds the alternator on. Jordan's still doing exhaust manifold because he's fucking slow.
Oh yeah.
So all this air filter box and everything's come out, and we've found why. Yeah, that's probably where the white smoke's coming from. Bit of baby goo in there. So that's something to clean out. Oh, special. That's it. Clean the goo. Clean the goo. Yeah. Right. And next, we're taking the inlet manifold off with the head, shall we? That's probably easiest, isn't it?
I don't catch on the bulkhead though.
No, it should come straight up, shouldn't it?
We'll like a challenge.
Yeah, we'd like a challenge.
Right. Challenge, mate.
We'll so exhaust manifold off. We then got to get the engine mount off, timing chain off, and yeah, we've got to drain the coolant yet as well. But we still haven't done that. I still haven't done that. I'll do that right away.
Paul still hasn't done that.
Yeah, if I've taken this off, look. See?
Yeah. Someone find me an assistant which works.
Yeah, but I am glamorous. Did you call me princess once?
He is my princess.
See? Right, okay, let's put some of this stuff away and I'll get that engine mount off and all that sort of shit, I think.
And here we have Paul fighting a clip.
Oh, I can't get this bastard
You see that struggling face there? That's a thing of beauty. Oh!
I can't, but the clip is fucking broken.
Yeah.
And I can't move it. I'm going to end up hurting myself. Yep, I'm going to poke myself in the eye with a screwdriver. It's the only way of doing it.
I'll tell you what, this is a 10 hours later job.
It's
I have taken the exhaust off and a few more bits. What are you doing?
I'm undoing a boxy hose clip, which is broken.
Nah, you're fucking about with one little clip.
Yes.
You will be careful, princess. You be careful.
I'm going to get angry. Yes, here it comes.
Here it comes.
Now I've got the rocker cover off, which is just taken off. I'm getting the engine mount off, so I've just got to undo the 2 or maybe 3 bolts that hold that onto the body. And we're getting there pretty quick, really. It's all coming along nicely. Obviously, for what seems in a 2-second bit in the video, we've been on it now. I've been down here an hour now, so about 45 minutes worth of work, I suppose, so far.
Yeah,
doing well.
doing good.
Right then, let's get this mount off. What are you doing next?
Fuck all. Well, just double check, make sure there's nothing around the back, keeping it on.
Yeah.
And then
I suppose it's got to take the cams out to get the head bolts out, haven't you? Yeah. So they're under there, aren't they? They got one there, yeah. I think they're under there, aren't they?
yeah.
Yeah, so we've got to take the cams out then. I think what I've been told, these are numbered and that says 2, 3, 4. What's that one then?
I'm going to guess 5 because that usually comes after 4. Yep, that says 5.
Oh, isn't that weird? Why is that 2, 3, 4 then? Oh, these are ABC, I think, aren't they?
ABC.
Yes, exhaust cams.
5 as well.
Oh.
But that looks like it was a D. But that's a 5.
I wonder why not 1, 2, 3, 4 then?
There was a D there, but it's just backwards.
Oh, right.
I think.
That's weird, isn't it? We'll have to lay them out though, won't we? Keep them in the same order, just lay them out in the right way. Right, I'm going to get this mount off. Right, engine mount's off. Jordan's just taken the engine mount bracket off, and then it's timing chain cover. Pretty much everything's off the back of the inlet now.
Oh, stitched together.
Oh yeah, bloody hell. That's good, isn't it? Someone's made a fan belt for it on their sewing machine. Yeah, so it's bottom pulley off, timing chain cover off. It's getting there pretty quick now, isn't it? So even more bolts holding that on.
Yeah, as well.
Oh Jesus! Didn't want that to fall off, then, did they? Okay. So yeah, that's off. Right. Back in a nanosecond once we've got a bit further then, I suppose. This is from underneath. Got to get the crank pulley off. on the top half of that timing cover, I think. Still got to get the metal part of the engine mount off, which is that bolt there. It's a bit of a bitch to get to, and it's bloody tight. Now I've got to the position that we need to get this bracket off to be able to get the timing cover off, and we've now discovered we can't get the timing cover off, or we can't get that off because there's a bolt, the lower bolt behind there sits behind the power steering pump pulley, and it's not a pulley that just unbolts off of the spindle, so we've got to take the power steering pump off of the block to be able to get the bolt out to get that off, and then we've got a problem with the timing cover. I don't think we can get the timing cover off because we've got to take the sump off. Let me see if I can. Yeah, so timing cover is split along here, but there is 2 bolts up inside the sump under there that hold them 2 bits together, and that bolt, there's that little bastard bolt that is just behind the bloody power steering pump pulley. So looks like now we've got to find another way to hold the engine up other than the jack on the sump, and got to take the sump off. Joy. There he is, hard at work with his hands deep in the guts. We've decided now we've got to take the inlet manifold off to be able to get the power steering pump off, which is down here, to be able to get the engine mount off, to be able to get the timing cover off. So, and then we've got to get the sump off to get the timing cover off. Is that loose?
It's loose, but we've still got that.
I reckon there's that bracket at the back, isn't it? Yeah. Shit.
Love calls.
Yeah. Why did we do this? You know, at this point, I wonder whether I should have walked away from this.
Together.
Yeah. Well, I'm standing here holding the camera and not doing fuck all, as usual. Right, what can I get on with? I can start undoing the bolts of the timing cover, I suppose, can't I? It's got to come off anyway, so might as well do something. Right then, let's crack on. Like, this is just coming off. Let's see what pipes and wires are still attached to it.
Got one up here.
It's that pipe at the top, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I would give you a hand, but I'm holding the camera. Look, shall I pass you that pair of pliers? There you go.
Have them.
He's doing ever so well, you know, under my surveillance. Or like the other way round.
There's a clip involved, I'd rather do it. We haven't got all day.
Yeah, thanks for that. Right then, is this...
Anything else? Anything else?
I think I can see a wire down the bottom here. Yes, we've got a plug. There we go, that's undone now. That's it. One set of bananas. Whoosh. Ugh. Petroleum. Oh, but look at that. There's a nice big gap at the back now. I can now get to the power steering pump.
Plenty of room.
Plenty of room. Don't know what he's moaning about.
I did say we should take the inlet manifold to start off with.
Right, here we go then. I'm taking all these little bolts out here to try and get this cover off. Right, while he's taking that off, I just want to document. Look, it's red stuff leaking out of my hand. I've injured myself. I might have to go and lay down. Right, so we're at this stage now. We want to start lining timing marks up. So you've got them little coloured links on the chains which have got to line up with the marks on the pulleys. So I'm just going to take the spark plugs out, make that a lot easier to turn the engine over by hand. Right, I'll show you once we've got it lined up. Right, here's a strange thing. Number 1 plug, I don't know if you remember, had a brand new coil on it. Well, I've just taken the plugs out and that's how they are. This plug is a Bosch plug and the other 3 are NGKs and they look a lot newer. So what the hell's going on there? It's a bit spooky, isn't it? I hope this head gasket is gone on plug number 1, or cylinder number 1. Then that would make sense. Someone's tried to cure a problem with number 1. Right, just trying to line these timing marks up. So, is that the orange one? Yeah. So, yeah. Oh no, that is the yellow one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, still miles out, so we've just got to keep on turning.
Peace of mind.
Yeah. If we know it's lined up, then that'll be us good. That's the bottom one for the crank pulley. Right, we think this might be it. The exhaust cam's got the yellow marker, and the inlet cam should be lined up with that groove on the pulley. Just a little, oh yep, you see it is, isn't it? Yeah?
Yeah.
You happy with that?
It's all good.
I'm happy with that. We're all happy.
All happy.
So in theory, once we get the bottom timing cover off, that orange one should be lined up with the crank perfectly. Yeehaw! This little section of the sump is off. We need to get that because there was one bolt up inside there that holds the lower part of the timing cover on. So hopefully we're just pulling that off any second. Well, once he's strong enough. No. So I can see like a little lever point, if you know what I mean, just there. Somewhere we can just stuff a screwdriver in to pop it out. Can you see it? Yeah. Good man. Let's see. Just give it a little twist. Oh, that seems like there's something else still holding that on.
There's a big dowel there, which might be.
Oh, right. I don't know, that seems very fucking stuck. Ooh, yeah, I wouldn't go too mad with that. Well, I've undone all the cam journals, ready for taking the timing chain off and the cams out to get the head bolts off, to get the head off. We're nearly there.
Until the bolts are
Yeah. Well, we've got a bit of a hiccup. We can't get the timing cover off. It's all loose, but that won't come off because it goes down through the bottom of the sump. So we've now got to take the rest of the sump off and not just that little little belly pan. So the whole bit of the aluminium sump's got to come off. So we've now got to take the exhaust off, the aircon pump off, and yeah, it's been a bit of a bitch now. So what turns out to be it's going to be quite a bit of a arsehole to do. So as you can probably tell by the tone of my voice, I'm not very excited now, and it's not going too well. And it's bloody cold, which is always the way when mechanics decide to work on their own cars outside. It's cold. All we need now is a bit of rain. That'll just make things so much better. But look at that, there he is down there. Look. He's taking the exhaust manifold off, taking it off the downpipe. Oh dear. Right, well,
crack on.
let's crack on. Yeah, we've got to get this sump off, and we've got to find a way of supporting the engine as well, I think, but we might be able to get away with just having the front and rear gearbox mounts and that gearbox mount. Right, back in. Right, now we're under here. He's gone to sleep. We got to take this gearbox cross member off because we can't get the sump off until the cross member's off. So there's so much. I know I've got the axle stand under the aircon pump, but at this moment in time I really couldn't care less. So yeah, this cross member's got to come out so we can get the sump off, so we can get the timing cover off. There's so many and so much stuff in there that we've got to take off to get this off, to get that off, and oh god. I'm filming you now because you're better looking than this engine at the moment. I fucking hate this thing at the moment.
It's fine.
Yeah, you keep with the positive vibes. Right. Right, let's do this. Everything's apart. Timing chain's off, cams are out. Time to pull the head off.
go for it? Or...
Go on then, I'll film you lifting it. Because you're so strong. Oh,
Jesus Christ. I was expecting to have a bit of got it to be stuck. Right, here we go. Gonna drip all oil over the front.
Stick it on the mat in the corner there, I suppose. Bye. Right, now the question is, can we see anything? Right, I'll be back with you, see if we find anything. What we think we've got is between the two cylinders there, on the top of the gasket there, all this round here is quite clean, where in between the other two sides you can still see the paint and everything there, where this is quite clean, and it looks like just through there you can see a bit where it's gone black, a bit of sooty marks. So looks like that's where it's gone between number 1 and number 2 there into the water jacket. So yeah, so well, at last we've got this far, but what's the time now? It is now 2:30, so it's just about time to tidy up, get everything in the garage and call it a day for this, I think.
Can you guess what it is, you?
Right, okay, so wait for the next episode, which I think is going to be part of the reassembly, and then we're going to be doing that in about 12 episodes, I think. It's going to take us a while. So, right, okay, for watching. Back again another day, I suppose. I've had enough, I'm bored now. Right then, yeah, let's do this again. See you next time.